Love is a feeble thing in nature. It is often perverted in various ways when a malevolent force is in a relationship. One of these perversions is Stockholm Syndrome, where a captive grows sentimental to their captor. This psychological perversion of love is prominent in the subject of this video. The protagonist is a horror manhwa killing Stalking, Yoon Bum. First off, I would like to thank you for watching this video, and remind you that comprehensive spoilers and disturbing imagery are ahead. For context, I should explain what Killing Stalking is about. Killing Stalking is about Yoon Bum falling for a man named Oh Sang-woo. After breaking into Oh Sang-woo's house, Bum is kidnapped by the man after finding out he's a murderer. And hilarity ensues. Now, if we want to understand Yoon Bum, we need to understand what Stockholm Syndrome is and the various other psychological disorders he displays. Stockholm Syndrome is a psychological disorder where you become sympathetic towards the captor despite their wrongdoing. It takes its name after an event in Stockholm, Sweden, where 4 hostages in a bank robbery became attached to the perpetrators after a few days. Its able to manifest as there is a severe uneven power relationship in which the captor dictates what the prisoner can do and cannot do. B. The threat of death or physical injury to the prisoner at the hands of the captor. And C. A self-preservation instinct on the part of the prisoner. All of this is quite easy to see in the relationship between Bum and Sang-woo. After expressing his romantic and sexual feelings towards the murderer, Sang-woo begins to show affection towards Yoon Bum, slowly giving him more and more independence and sexual gratification. This does not break our little Bum just yet, as while he has many mental hang-ups, he is able to escape. This ends in vain after Yoon Bum finds Sang-woo waiting outside for him. This results in more physical and mental abuse. The final blow comes after he is unable to escape Sang-woo and Min Juin's duet, getting embarrassed in front of the university students and being forced to kill Min Juin. Yoon Bum is completely broken and finds himself incapable of existing without his captor. Even when the police give him an out, he refuses. Though this isn't the only thing wrong with Yoon Bum. As confirmed in a Q&A with author Kugi, though it was not his original intention, Yoon Bum shows signs of borderline personality disorder. People with BPD suffer from varying moods, behavior, and self-image, which can lead to impulsive actions and relationship problems. Many signs and symptoms include fear of physical or emotional abandonment, patterns of intense/unstable relationships, unhealthy sense of self, self-harming behavior, and a lot more. More than I can fit into a 5 to 10 minute video project. Now, how well does Yoon Bum fit this mold? Pretty well, to be honest. Bum grew up in an abusive household where his uncle treated him like garbage and raped him at one point, and his grandmother rarely defended him in the situations. He began to develop depressive episodes where he would cut his wrists. After the tipping point I mentioned earlier, he began to agree with the perceptions from Oh Sang-woo that he is a filthy person. It's honestly quite fitting. Because of this, Yoon Bum is an emotionally unstable cocktail mixed just right to become his current state. Cause let's be honest, what does Yoon Bum have? Nothing. He can't go back to live with his uncle. He can't go back into the military because he was almost raped there. And as we've seen in the story, he has no social life and people don't like him. He has nowhere to go for help. And if he ended up living on his own like he used to before the story started, he'd end up killing himself. What's worse is that Oh Sang-woo is the perfect customer for this cocktail. Lima Syndrome is essentially the reverse of Stockholm Syndrome, which means for various reasons a captor can grow sentimental towards their captive. Because of his own sexual gratification and Bum's resemblance to his mother, Sang-woo has developed Lima. It gets to the point where Oh Sang-woo can't bring himself to kill Yoon Bum, and he starts using positive reinforcement on the captive. At this point in the story, Oh Sang-woo and Yoon Bum are a match made in hell.